Welcome to PlayStation Corner, my name is Alex and today we're going to be taking my final look at the PSN Spring Sale covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. This one I'm focusing on heavy hitters, but first a shout out to All In Games for sponsoring today's video with their PS5 release of Chernobylite. With that though, like, hit subscribe, join us here on PlayStation Corner for reviews and deals weekly, and let's get started. Before we do kick this off then, we already have a couple of videos live on the channel covering the PSN Spring Sale. Find those linked in the pinned comment down below. All those deals as well, they are still absolutely live. 13 games for you all then, starting with Kena Bridge of Spirits. It's a new low price with 40% off, and it's one I reviewed here on the channel. See that video in the pinned comment. It's a third-person action adventure. It won Best Indie at the Game Awards, and there's no question it's an absolute gem. Now the story, play as the title Kena, a spirit guide investigating a location that seems to have more than a few issues. Visually, it's stunning, as is the music, but do not let that deceive you. Its combat encounters and boss moments, they can actually get pretty challenging. There's something just incredibly enjoyable as well about collecting the rot, these like little creatures that will be assisting you. It then packs as well a free PS5 upgrade. A quick mention then, Call of Duty Vanguard. I spoke to it a couple of weeks back. It was a sale exclusive to the PS5 build at the time, but now we are seeing the PS4 version. It joins the deals as well. This PS4 build, it's also a new all-time low price with 40% off. And of course, you know, it's the usual COD experience, lots of big set pieces, and of course a huge focus on multiplayer. While I'm on, quick shoutouts as well, Cyberpunk 2077 is back, matching the low with 50% off. It just got its next gen patch for PS5. I'm still working my way around to playing it, but I did play it originally at release on my PS5, and honestly, I still enjoyed it, even if it clearly fell extremely short of the expectations they set. Thank you then to publishers All In Games and developers The Farm 51 for sponsoring today's video with Chernobylite. It hit the PlayStation 4 now a little while back. That's how I played it originally, but now we are getting the release of the PS5 build. If you do own the game already, this is actually a completely free upgrade. The game, it's best summed up as a first-person survival horror experience, but with a sci-fi twist and a whole host of RPG mechanics as well. The story, you're a previous employee of the power plant, and you return now some 30 years later to actually investigate the disappearance of your fiancé. Expect not only though to face human threats, think the military, but the supernatural as well. Mechanics wise, think here a whole lot of like stealth, combat, base building and crafting. Graphically though, this was a stunning environment to begin with, a 3D scan of the exclusion zone, but now with this next gen build, find a graphical upgrade and also two visual modes. That's going to be 4K with 30 FPS or 1080p with 60 FPS. Check out the link in the pinned comment though to learn more. You'll find all of the details there. Show All In Games though and the Farm 51 some love. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania then is here with a new low price, 30% off. Now I love this series. The ideas are simple though. Navigate progressively challenging locations to a goal as a monkey in a ball, if the title didn't give that away. What's unique is you're not actually moving that monkey though, rather the world around them, you're almost tilting it. This delivered though what many fans wanted. It went back to the old school with a rebuild of levels and minigames picked from the original two releases. It's addictive though, it's challenging. Monkey Flight still has me hooked somehow all of these years later, and yeah, hopefully this release leads them to go back to the basics over some of the more recent releases. Sackboy, a big adventure, then matches the low price again with 50% off. Now it was a surprise at console at launch for me. I picked it up because basically there wasn't a huge selection and I wanted to kind of take the visuals in. But yeah, it ended up really surprising me. A third-person styled platforming adventure with support for multiplayer as well. Story-wise, Vex kidnaps your friends, now you need to go and save them. It's a series though that's always been built around creativity though, and that's exactly the case here. It's just something a little bit different for the genre in the sense, kind of adds its own spin to things, and yeah, it's a great use of the license as well, which is always good to see. Far Cry 6 then is a relatively recent release. It hit the discounts quickly and no question this will be bargain bin prices come Black Friday 2022. But for now I do think this price is fair. It's matching the low with 50% off. At this point I do personally think the series is getting a little repetitive. It could do with a refresh, but if you enjoy open world first person gunplay then it's definitely a decent choice still. We have a Hollywood tier bad guy though in here, and you will be fighting to liberate this nation with a huge selection of guns, vehicles, even animals that somehow they're under your control. Looks good as well, especially if you're rocking a PS5. A few quickfire mentions that I do want to squeeze in then. Naruto Ultimate Ninja Trilogy, it gets a new low without PS Plus that is 75% off. A lot of game in here for your cash with a story-based kind of arena brawler setup. Fanzo, it's definitely going to be worth a look. Life is Strange True Colors, then I've been playing it on the Xbox, but I can't give it a full recommendation just yet. Still wrapping it up myself, but it has a huge fan base and it's a new low price, 50% off. Next then we get Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1. It's one I've spoken to a fair bit. I really enjoy the series though, and this gets a new low price with 34% off. The series has always been good with its intrigue and investigation mechanics. This one though, it adds like think smaller sandbox locations. It just feels like you've got more freedom than ever. Sure, it can be a little awkward at points with its clues and animations, but I thought it was good fun and a nice advancement for the series. World War C then is one I've been playing recently, and it's the Aftermath edition. Basically, it's the base game alongside a sizable expansion. Now I had the base game already, so you can just download the DLC as well, but this will be a good option for those that are maybe new. A third-person shooter, it's essentially think a Left 4 Dead style game where you need to navigate and survive a number of locations across the world with a selection of different characters. Seeing the zombies build up towers though, it's awesome, they are fast, and it's just generally intense. Then the DLC, it adds new missions, new locations, it's 4K 60 FPS, there's a new horde mode, a new class, and even a first person mode. This then includes all content from the Game of the Year edition as well, and it's a new low price, 35% off. If you have the base game already as well, the upgrade is also on sale, down from $20 to $13, or your regional equivalents. Into the final 3 games then, we'll start with a classic here, Persona 5 Royal. It's matching the low price with 60% off, an expansion of sorts over the original game, but it's added new content, expanded many areas, and I would recommend this one. Even if you played just the base game before, I came back, I loved every single minute of it. I was a day one buyer though, there was no way I was skipping out on anything involving the Phantom Thieves, and I do not regret that decision for a second. You're getting here well over 100 hours of gameplay. It's a lot of game for your cash. I think everyone knows though this one enough now, so I'm going to leave it there, but it's a must-own title that everyone should experience at least once, whether it's this build or just the base game itself. That is, of course, as long as you're cool with turn-based RPG mechanics. Close it out, it packs a ton of style as well, from the visuals to what is an absolutely incredible soundtrack. Our penultimate game of the video then, Aliens Fireteam Elite, and this one it for sure gets mixed opinions, but as a fan of Aliens in general, I actually enjoyed it. I also reviewed it here on the channel, find that linked in the pinned comment down below. It is far from perfect honestly. If you play a second time, you'll start to identify quite easily where the aliens will appear, and there's also paths that they follow the majority of the time. For that first port-like playthrough, I definitely liked it. It's not packed with content then as well, which for many is one of the big problems, but it's for sure got the intensity you would hope for, and I think this is the perfect price point. It's 50% off, a price we've seen only once before. Closing out the video then, the Riftbreaker. This one I have a video breaking down all of the mechanics because there is a whole lot going on in here, but it's a base building survival game with action RPG mechanics. Basically the idea, you travel to unexplored planets, you build up an ecosystem, and you're simply trying to survive. It seems these planets, they're not all that happy about you being there. Outside of resource gathering though, you'll be tasked with building, you'll be fighting with a spin on almost twin stick gameplay, and I'd even say there's an element of tower defense in here too. There can be a huge amount of enemies on screen at any one time though. It's a new low price then, 30% off, and it's also currently exclusive to the PS5, but a PS4 build is in the works to my understanding. I really enjoyed this one though, it's definitely something a little unique. And that is the video down. Will you be adding anything to the library from the PSN Spring Sale before it's over? Have you picked up everything you want already? Let me know in the comments down below. With that though, like, hit subscribe, join us here on PlayStation Corner for reviews and deals weekly, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.